Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Hey, we're up and running. How you doody woodly? Hey, so I was just changing my webcam over basically. Something not right with it, so. Well, we're here. That is the main thing. But nice of you to join in, basically. Right, so what's it going to be today? Die, 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 na, 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 na. Why England not help Ukraine? I have no idea at all. What's your prediction for the match? Well, I don't want to be like here just to make up the numbers. I would like to give him a shock and give him a thumping, to be honest with you. So I would like to go for a 3-0 win, to be honest with you.
Congrats, mate, Paul Freeman. What else we got here? What else have we got? Martin Gibson. We need to do them today. We'll see. Martin Gibson. See the players up to the day, yes, definitely. And Jeffrey May, you deserve it, Terry. Thank you. But are you?
Be right back.
You next year, like to destroy the new three champions. DJ Earth on the channel. Hello, DJ Earth. We've got to read that, like I said before. He already knows the score. Nobody's getting banned today. Unless you're spamming the link after link after link. Now, we'll be checking who's being banned after the game. And if anybody's being banned that I don't think should have been banned, I will be removing the majority of the moderators. I know which ones that actually do a great job. Right. Katie's Dukes. Hi, I'm a Wigan fan. Hoping it's not game. Katie, brilliant.
Bro, you know how watch League One match South and Asia? I've no idea how that one works in that wise.
Oops there. Oh, welcome, buddy. Welcome. My bot's here. Good to see. I don't know what my bot is supposed to be doing. I'll calibrate that a bit. As a Bolton fan, I don't know who I want to win this one. Sunderland, mate. Harrison, you want Sunderland to win this one? We go. Oh, actually, looking at the table. Yeah, Bolton fans will be hoping Wigan wins it because that makes the top two automatic.
What do you string?
Playoffs, but there's lots of players that you could go on. DJ, thank you, mate. I appreciate that, buddy. And I am still fighting, so I need to make myself a tiny bit smaller. Where's me Kaiokan? Hey.
So if we're all sitting down, getting our our munchies and ready for the big game today. So we're going to get the 3 points today, eh? We need a good performance today from the lads, without a shadow of a doubt. I think Sunderland not promoting this year. What do you think? I don't know. I think the playoffs are still in our hands. I still think it's up to us. You can't tell me the squad that we've got is actually that bad, because I don't think it is, to be honest with you. You know, we have had disappointing results and slipped away, and I think missing out on the top two, I think possibly we could be sort of feeling sorry for ourselves a little bit. Well, he's been tested to be a good manager. Simply because he's took Norwich into the Premier League, so he's not that bad, really. So then, Jack Clark isn't starting today. So why is he not starting? That's what I want to know. So we've got Patterson, Winchester, Wright, Emalji, Sirkin, Matete, Evans, Gooch, Pritchard, Embleton, and Stewart. Hello, DJ Dave. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Fingers crossed for a decent result this afternoon, mate. Yeah, we're due something, aren't we? We absolutely are due something. For our substitutes, we've got Hoffman, Dejaku, Defoe, Neil, Clark, Hume, and Roberts. So, yeah, there is. Why is Clark starting? He's not starting. Very, very odd. All right, son. Yeah. You all right? Da, 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 da.
Let's go back quickly to the Luke O'Nien, what he said about being out injured and how it's affected him much harder than he ever imagined it could do as a young player, and having to cope with that. Is this one of the challenges you face? I mean, you talk about being sort of old school management coming into a very young squad who you've said already, have been battered really this season. Some of them like Captain have played 38 games. Where do you find the balance between their welfare and making sure they're okay, but also making sure they're fit for purpose?
So then we're just looking at the league tables at the moment. Wigan in second position, and of course Sunderland in sixth. So we are hanging on. We are hanging on into sixth position there. God, we haven't won a game in 5. Tied, lost, tied. So, what is your predictions on the chat? What do you think is going to be happening? The mighty Sunderland, we should be beating them. Really, shouldn't we? We should be really beating them. We should be hammering them. Wigan, of course, will be expecting a win. So we've got Wickham in 7th. They've played 33. We've played 34. Sheffield Wednesday in 8th. They've played 32. They've got 2 games in hand on us. Plymouth have got 2 games in hand on us. Everybody seems to have games in hand on us. Don't know how that's worked out, but it does. But there's more of a chance of the likes of your Wickham and your Sheffield Wednesday and your Plymouth slipping up than the likes of your Rotherham and your Wigan. Wigan did lose their last game. Gordon Seymour, we need to win a game. I go for a surprise 2-1 win. It's funny how we're talking about it, saying a surprise, isn't it? I mean, with a mighty Sunderland. We are the mighty Sunderland. Should it be a surprise? You know, we're Sunderland. Really, it should be a surprise if Wigan beat us. I mean, it's about time we had a bit of spunk in us and gone to teams and started destroying them. You know what I mean? We need to start having a bit of faith and a bit of belief into this team. The flag bearers are out for Wigan Athletic. We're just 2 minutes away from kickoff. And I hope you can hear me loud and clear. La, 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 la. We just need to start believing ourselves. I mean, let's go for a sprint. Let's go for a sprint finish. Let's go out all guns blazing. If McGeady can come back, O'Neill and Broadhead. No, we're massively missing them players. Gordon Seymour says supporters have the faith, but the players don't. Oh, sound is good. That's good. The question, what you have to look at as well is, do the players give a toss? Do they give a toss? Do they want to go up? You would think so. Oh dear. Well, for the first time in a very, very long time, the DW Stadium looks pretty full. We've come to games regularly and said that generally they're coming to what looks like an empty stadium, but at least we've got a very full stadium today. About 4,000, 5,000 Sunderland supporters are way to our left. It's a great turnout by Sunderland. Fantastic turnout again from Sunderland. Just what you expect from the lads, really. And we're going to be giving away free tickets, apparently. So Sunderland will be wearing the red and white stripes this afternoon. Wigan, of course, in their blue and white stripes. Sunderland make 2 changes. Jamajli is in for Callum Doyle and Embleton in for Jermaine Defoe. So Sunderland with Patterson, Winchester, White, Jamajli, Gooch, Matete, Evans, Sirkin, Embleton, Stewart, Pritchard, and Wigan Athletic. They must go Drinkwa, Watmore, Tilt and McLean, Power and Naylor, Mank, Keane and Edwards, who's in for Massey and McGuinness. So a couple of Sunderland players there for Wigan. Away to our left are away to our right are Wigan. Away to the left are Sunderland. And Sam Perkis is the referee, a sports lawyer from London. A noisy Wigan Athletic Stadium today. So are we going to get more ex-players haunting Sunderland? Are we going to get more ex-players scoring against us? Surely not. But everything seems to go through max power for Wigan. Looks like they're going to play a flat back 4. Sirkin, Jamajli, right. and Winchester by the looks of things. As the music's blasting around the Wigan Stadium. And looks like the teams are changing ends. So Sunderland in the first half are going to attack the end to our left. And Wigan will attack the stand to our right. I'm a believer is blasting around the tannoys. It's super loud. It's going to be Sunderland to start the game this afternoon. Pritchard in the centre. Just holding the ball at the moment. Embleton out here on the left ahead of Dennis Sirkin. And there's a supporter on the pitch in the corner of the penalty area being led away by stewards. So early drama. Now it looks like we are playing 3 at the back. Ugh. Keith Lupton dreading this. We've got to change it sometime. Gordon Seymour, if Wyke had been playing, it would be another ex-player scoring against us. But Sunderland, we're going to start the game here at the DW Stadium, live here with DJ Earth. The Wigan players take the knee, so do the officials. Sunderland players don't. And there's a certain amount of bowing around the ground as well. So Pritchard about to get the game underway. Sam Perkison yellow blows. And the game starts. The pump back to Bailey right. And we can still see the lines on the football pitch are from the rugby matches as well. But wide on the right, back inside to Pritchard. Trying to get it down to the penalty area to Winchester. But Pritchard's fouled. And it's a free kick on the right-hand side of the central midfield. About 26, 27 yards out as Pritchard is helped to his feet. Quick start, bright start. Free kick, good area now. It's important that it's a good start. Let's have a good ball into the box here, shall we? Pritchard over the ball. Winchester had a quick word. He's jogged back into the penalty area as you'd expect. And he's jogging away now. Jogging into on the 18-yard line, basically. Pritchard then with this free kick from the right-hand side. In just the second minute of the game. Pritchard with his right curls it into the far post. And Bailey Wright has gone on the end of the free kick and scored! Bailey Wright has scored off the header, nestled into the bottom corner, and Sunderland lead by a goal to nil. What a start! What a start here at the DW Stadium. What a start. We see test the back four, and we've done more than that. We've scored. What a lovely ball in there from Pritchard. It was Bailey Wright, I think it was got the header. What a start. 1 minute and 16 seconds. And Bailey Wright nods the ball down past Ben Amos. And Sunderland lead by a goal to nil. They have to build on this now. So, the perfect start. And the restart for Wigan, who now find themselves at the start as Sirkin pulls down Lang, and they have a free kick now within the similar position to what Pritchard floated in for Bailey Wright to score the opening goal. As Blue and White Army is now echoing around the DW Stadium. Good atmosphere. And a free kick now to defend straight away from the restart for Sunderland. It's going to be Max Power or James McLean putting this in the box, I would say. Wow. Got to defend it. As Max Power over this free kick. McLean is there as well, but it looks like it's going to be Power to deliver this for Wigan. The referee saying a bit of pushing and shoving inside the Sunderland penalty area. That's someone's having a word with the force official. Looks complex about something. as McLean and Power have a conversation while the Sunderland fans are in full voice, as rightly would be, because they're leading 1-0. But we have a free kick in a very similar position for Wigan. Wigan free kick as Power curls it in. It's a power free kick, easily headed out by Lyndon Gooch. Just shows you how poor it was. It was so low. And now on the left-hand side, trying to make a break is Edwards for Wigan. Down the left wing, and Welshman, one change from the Liam Richardson's team as McLean got involved there on the far side, but Sunderland get the ball clear. Comes back to Max Power in the centre circle. It just lays it off behind to Jack Watmore and then across to Curtis Tilt. As Tilt now looks up, turns and plays it back here into the centre, and it's played across by Naylor to Power and back to Watmore. A sign from Portsmouth in the summer, Power being booed by the Sunderland fans as Jamajli heads the ball out away from McGuinness, who's limped away here. Took a knock on his knee and running that off, a throw to Wigan. Morning, everyone, from a cold but sunny Edmonton, Canada. Morning, Super Okoro. Thanks for tuning in. Wow. Now that's the start we need, isn't it? That is the start we need. Now, Max Power now here with a long throw for Wigan into the penalty area, headed away by Jamaji, but the whistle's blown. Well, there's something for you. We didn't know Max Power had a long throw. He never used to with Sunderland, but he's just threw a monstrous throw there. Flying high up in the sky, the Sunderland fans sing. Wow. The ball's out of play at the moment. The referee's having a word with the whistle's blown to free kick to Sunderland, which Patterson's going to take. Just inside the penalty area. We're in the 6th minute. Wigan Athletic 0, Sunderland 1. Blistering start from Alex Neil's men. Right with his second goal of the season. Nodding it down to the bottom left-hand corner. Patterson's free kick headed away by Watmore up into the centre, where it's turned away by Edwards down the right wing, trying to get Lang away past Sirkin. He gets round him, and now Lang putting this back, and the block by Jamajli, and a corner. No, a throw-in. A throw-in now to Wigan. Is it full time yet, says Keith Lumpton. we wish. Leighton Orient 0, Carlisle 1 under their new manager, Paul Simpson. Here's another long throw from Max Power on the right-hand side by the corner flag. Headed down and away on the far side. A chase, and the ball played back to McLean and to cross. Up goes a sea of heads, and it's finally come down for Gooch to not out. And but put back in, but a free kick and a foul by Matete. Max Power's furious, said Matete's leg was high, and the referee is ushering everybody away. Who is he caught? Is it Lang? Certainly, Matete did have a fairly high leg. Sunderland fans in full voice once again. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Charlton 0. 1-0 Sunderland lead. There's a free kick here to Wigan, which I think Max Power will again fancy his chances as Naylor it was. Well, I've come from Terry's stream. Hello, Weller. How are you doing? Nice of you to pop in, and you can pop back to Terry's and pop in. It's just pop wherever you want. Nice to just give us all support. But welcome, Weller. Give us a sub if you haven't. Give us a subscribe. Welcome indeed. As we have no player at the moment. The referee walks back. The wall is effectively just at the edge of the penalty area. This is just to the right of centre. Max Power will want to test Anthony Patterson. Without question here. And it'll be another Power free kick as he drives it in with his right straight at Patterson, who was right behind it. And falls gratefully, gets ball behind the ball onto his knees. And Sunderland still lead 1-0. Portsmouth 0, Fleetwood 1. McGuinness stands about in front of Patterson. He's having something to say to the assistant. McGuinness, but Patterson in black, kicks upfield. Tilt heads it away. Comes back down to Dregwa on the right. It gets it to Keane. Back to Power, who a little bit theatrically went down. And now way to McGuinness on the right. Rolls it into the penalty area. A stretch here. And McLean misses. An ironic cheers from the Sunderland away end. And he's put it wide. We've got to say we're being caught out again by pace. Brentford are down to 10 men against Newcastle. It's all happening this afternoon. Burley right clearance up to the halfway line. Embleton leaves it for Evans. Out to Sirkin on this left-hand side. Sirkin taking this on, looking for Pritchard's run. Pritchard on the left of the penalty area. Looks up, crosses it to deflection, and nearly touched in by Stewart. And it comes back out to Directwa, who heads it away. And then it comes off Lang for a throw to Sunderland. Wow. Barnsley 1, Middlesbrough 0. Sirkin to Embleton. Back to Sirkin. Embleton again on this left-hand wing. He's taken it out to going to be a throw to Wigan. Wow. This is what we're struggling with at the minute. The two centre-backs, Bailey Wright and Jamaji, they're not the biggest really at the back. Oxford 0, Cambridge 1. Evans slides in, hooks the ball out under Henry Keane. Liam Richardson's fuse having a go. Pointed finger at the referee. Throw taken quickly. It's going to be heated, this, you can tell. There's every chance for a red card in this game. There really, really is. I just hope it's not one of us. Crystal Palace 1, Burnley 0. And now here is on the left, Keane. Just inside the Sunderland half. Leaves it for McLean, who's been booed as well as Mac Power. Naylor back to Watmore. Watmore back of the centre circle. Across to Power. Power back to Watmore. And he rolls it over to Curtis Tilt, who earned himself a cap for Jamaica in March against America. As he's played up to Lang here, but he's held off by Sirkin, and the ball comes back to Patterson. Was Terry singing always enough to change channels? Sunderland will have to concentrate this afternoon. Defensively, they have to. Wigan have got a lot of late goals. They're going to need a second. But the lead 1-0 Sunderland at the minute. And we're in the 12th minute as Winchester tries to get in down the right wing. But free kick and a foul from Leon Edwards. Deep inside the Wigan half on the left-hand side as James McLean, being roundly booed, needs the free kick to Tilt to take. Sunderland have got pretty much the full end away to our left. Certainly making themselves heard this afternoon at the DW. And one of Wigan's biggest attendances since they were relegated in the Premier League in 2013. The ball floats up from Tilt. In the middle, Keane heads it back to Pritchard, who plays it back to Bailey Wright, the goal scorer. And he floats it up now to looking for Stewart. Till heads it away. And up goes Matete. Comes down now to Power. Gives it away on the far side to Winchester. And then McLean slides in on Gooch. Quick throw from Sunderland. Back to Patterson eventually. And now to Jamajli. And Jamajli, just at the edge of his area, holds for a moment and plays it through to Embleton. Short pass is caught. Evans short there. And now McGuinness now plays it through here for a weak shot on the left from Edwards. We've got to be better than that. We've got to do better than this. Bit sloppy there. You know what happened against Burton, that sloppy pass. Not bad. As tackled by Keane. Comes back now to Naylor and now played in the middle to Power. Off Power again, looking for McGuinness. Strong, good challenge by Wright. Gets the ball to Matete. Out to Gooch. Gooch taking it on the clane and going round him and past him. Down the right wing from Gooch. He's ball into the penalty area. Tilt gets in a foot to it and plays it out now on the left-hand side. And eventually McLean plays it up to Keane. Keane back to Naylor, who floats one over the top. McGuinness. Patterson puts it into touch. And a throw to Wigan Athletic. 14th minute. 14 minutes played and Sunderland lead 1-0. Live out here with DJ Earth. Walsall 1, Hartlepool 0. So a long throw again from Max Power over on the left wing this time into the penalty area. Up goes Tilt, heads it back behind for a goal kick to Sunderland. Got after that perfect start after just 1 minute and 16 seconds. A header from Bailey Wright. It was a lovely delivery. But we've got to learn how to manage the game. We'll be under a little bit of pressure, but we've got to concentrate defensively. But it's not all about defending. Why just attack them? Accrington Stanley 0, Wickham 1. Wickham just outside the playoffs in 8th in the moment. As things stand this afternoon, Sunderland go up to 5th. As things stand at the moment. Here, a free kick for a foul on Power. Back inside the Wigan half. Portsmouth 0, Fleetwood 2. Yep, Gordon Seymour. Thank you for that score update. He's Tilt, trying to get away from Stewart. Out to McLean. And Gooch tries to get the ball off him to McLean. A star from Stoke in the summer. Plays the ball back to Tilt. And it's floated up towards McGuinness. Signed in the January window from Hull. And now offside Lang. Trips over the outstretched foot of Sirkin. An ironic cheese from the Sunderland's fans. Barnsley 2, Middlesbrough 0. This free kick will be taken by MK Dons 1, Bolton 0. By Alex Neils, demonstrating something to his coach. Down below us here. And Patterson about to take the free kick. Players on the left. The kick goes down the left wing. Up goes Watmore. Gets onto the foot of Naylor. Matete got himself inside of Naylor. And the ball's played across to Gooch. Gooch's low shot blocked by Tilt. Only out to Winchester on the right of the penalty area. Floats one across the top. And behind it goes for a goal kick to Wigan Athletic. It's fast as furious here, isn't it? Keith Lupton, when I started supporting Sunderland more than 50 years ago, Wigan played rugby. Can't believe I'm shit scared we're about to be thrashed by Wigan. It's the way we've been playing, isn't it? The Sunderland fans making heaps and heaps of noise, and why would not be, eh? Now, Watmore now, just in front of him. He drives it up through the middle. Right, lets the drop over his shoulder. Jamajli's got in front of McGuinness, but it's picked up by Patterson. And rolled out to Jamajli, who drives it forward again, looking for Stewart. Watmore heads it away at Rikwa, who hooks it back over his head and out to Alex Neil for a throw to Sunderland. Sirkin recovers the ball and comes down to take this throw on the left-hand side. On halfway, down the left looking for Stewart. Watmore again gets his head to it. Max Power is going to his offside position, McGuinness. Free kick to Sunderland. So the stadium, the DW Stadium, has gone a little bit quieter as we're getting settled into the game. Back to now Jamajli, and Jamajli now on the left, urging Sirkin and Pritchard to make a run. Watmore's gone with Pritchard. He towers above him, gets in front of him, turns Pritchard and allows the ball just to dribble over the goal line. Pritchard now thought he was fouled, and it's a goal kick to Wigan. And the 19th minute now, Sunderland still leading 1-0. with a Bailey right header. Here's Derikwa. Embleton in front of him. Back to Watmore, who's seen a lot of ball this afternoon so far. Up onto the head of Jamajli. Comes down to Naylor, trying to play it up to Lang and head it off. An off-bout Jamajli. Cheltenham nil Crew 1. Powell wanted to take a quick throw. The referee ushed him back, so Derikwa takes it. And Derikwa gets it back from Power. Back behind him on the touchline to Watmore. And Watmore back here again to Naylor, who plays it across to Tilt on the far side. Forwards to Keane. Keane now back to Tilt on halfway on the left, looking for Edwards' run, but over the winger's head back to Anthony Patterson. He rolls it out to Bailey Wright. Plays it across the penalty area to Jamajli. McGuinness went to close him down. Jamajli goes up the halfway line. Comes off Stewart now. Embleton, who leaves it for Stewart over the knife back heel. Stewart gets away from Power, leaves it for Pritchard. Back to Embleton on the left, and then inside to Matete. Back to Sirkin. Back onto halfway line to Jamajli. Short pass forward to Matete, who plays it back to Bailey Wright. And now right square to Jamajli. And forwards to the halfway line. And here is Sirkin on the left, trying to find Pritchard. Out it goes, though. Throw to Sunderland on the left wing in front of Liam Richardson, 42-year-old manager of Wigan, appointed permanently in April last year, having been caretaker for about a month. And Sirkin now looking for help. He finds Matete. Out to Pritchard. One back by Derikwa. Back to Watmore. Plays it off to Embleton for a throw to Wigan on the right-hand side. Handball. No, call for handball for Watmore, but nothing given by the officials. And eventually out again for the right for throw to Wigan Athletic, who trail 1-0 in the 21st minute. Almost halfway through this first half here at the DW Stadium. Accrington 1, Wickham 1, and now on halfway, Tilt plays it back, comes back to Power. Power now plays it forward now to down the right wing, looking for Lang. He's tackled, comes off Embleton, another throw for Wigan. Derikwa takes it back into Watmore in the Wigan half, across to Tilt, and Tilt back to Watmore. And Watmore looks up and drives this ball down the right, looking for the run of McGuinness. It will get to the goal line, but McGuinness gets there, puts the ball back in towards Keane and the penalty area. When Evans gets back on his shoulder, and eventually Gooch hooks it away on the far side before it went out for the corner kick. Yeah, we've got to be wary of Dawakwa. Here is Watmore again, inside the Sunderland half, out to Derikwa on the right wing. Embleton pushes it back, comes back to Watmore. Alex Neil urging his players to push out, and he's got to be wary here now because we've got two on this far side from Wigan. Elliott's got to be Wimbledon airing that. Ryan and Derikwa on the right wing for Wigan as Tilt comes forward on the left, plays it back to McLean on halfway on the left wing, looking for Edwards, who's tackled by Bailey Wright and breaks for Will Keane, and Keane plays it back now to Curtis Tilt. He pushes forward again on the left-hand side midfield, and down the left wing, he's tackled by Gooch. Gooch now gets it to Matete. Matete now up through the centre. He's got support here on the left. He's played it out to Pritchard. Embleton's going through the middle, and Stewart's to his right. And now Pritchard plays it back to Sirkin. Sirkin now back again to Jamajli, to the frustration of Alex Neil. But he's played it across to Bailey Wright, and Wright, with McGuinness on his shoulder, turns away from him and plays it back to Patterson. Patterson drives this out with his left up to the halfway line, flicked on by the head of Pritchard away from Derikwa, back to Watmore, and back to the keeper, Ben Amos. Yeah, I think the problem Alex Neil's talking about, that we're on the count, they're on the counter attack. We ended up playing it back to our goalkeeper when we were on the counter attack. Why? AFC Wimbledon 1, Doncaster 0. As here is McLean about to tilt across to Watmore, and Watmore through the middle. Again, the long diagonal ball down the left, looking for the run of Edwards. It'll bounce away for a goal kick to Sunderland. 20 people tuning in. Thank you very much. If you can give us a subscribe if you haven't, I'd be much appreciated. And give us a thumbs up if you haven't. Gordon Seymour says Wickham 2. Now, was it? Wickham 2, 1 up. It's getting tight now in these playoff places, isn't it? Oxford, the team losing at the minute in the playoff. The only team that's losing in the playoffs at the moment is Oxford. Patterson's urging everybody up. It's a goal kick this, and the referee urging them to get on with it and hurry up. 25th minute. BBC commentary. Wigan 0, Sunderland 1. Down through Stewart, who flicks it down to Pritchard, nods it back to Matete, plays it to Winchester, and he's looking for the run of Gooch down the right into the corner, and McLean goes with him. Gooch keeps it in, left-footed cross, headed out by Tild, comes out to Serkin trying to get round Lang, but Lang nods it back to Derekwa here. Lang's on the break. Derekwa is looking for the ball, played through to him, Al McGuinness, but Majli came and out to a decept, and there was a bit of confusion between him and Patterson, but thankfully Jamajli managed to get a foot to the ball, and it bounced it away from Stewart to Amos. Literally end-to-end stuff at the moment. It's hard to keep up. Walsall 2, Hartlepool 0. Derikwa back to Watmore. Up into the centre circle. Bailey Wright heads it through. Oof! And then Matete wins a free kick, fouled by a combination of Power and Keane, just in front of the centre circle. In the 26th minute, Sunderland still lead by 1-0. It's fiery and it's loud at the DW Stadium, as is well to be expected. Of course, Wigan massive favourites to go up with Rotherham. We're really wanting to get into the playoffs. But Pritchard comes back from Winchester coming to collect it. Max Power is going to be spoken to by the referee. Max Power's got plenty to say as ever. Pritchard now will take the pre-kick just in front of the centre circle. The pitch is clearly marked out with the white markings of the football, but also the green markings of the rugby league. As the ball floated up for the Stewart on the right of the penalty area, hooked away by Wigan, onto the chest of Gooch, back to Winchester, and inside to Matete. Plays it through to Pritchard. He rolls it now to Gooch to try and get on the end of it, but he just shoves, I think, Naylor over, and that'll be a free kick to Wigan. Big push in the back from Gooch. Free kick to Wigan with lots of boos from the DW Stadium. As I've got my moonshine. It was Edwards he pushed in the back. Gets to his feet. Jogs up towards the Sunderland half. Kick from the left. Down the left wing. Gooch gets his head and drops to Will Keane. He gets it to Power in the centre circle. Derikwa forwards to Lang. Lang now trying to get through to the middle, but is blocked by Matete, who gets a foot to it, but it comes back to Watmore. Now Lang again, and a little flick round Embleton, and Serkin though runs onto it and plays it down towards Stu on halfway. Now Matete, cut out though by Derikwa to Power, back to Watmore, and inside to Tilt, and back to Watmore. And Watmore on halfway, looking for Derikwa on this right-hand side. Signed from Nottingham Forest in the summer. He's looking to get it back, but Embleton's flicked it away. Comes to Naylor, to Power. Power now, back to Watmore. Sunderland still leading 1-0 in the 29th minute. Tilt now on the left-hand side for Wigan. Floats one across to this near side, headed away by Serkin. Stewart gets a foot to it, gets the ball back, and plays it back to Patterson. Patterson's kick up into the centre circle. Watmore gets above Pritchard as a high differential there, and a foul on Naylor and a free kick to Wigan Athletic. Again, just inside the Sunderland half on the left-hand side of midfield. It's a definite lively game. Completely different game from Burton. But Sunderland now lead by that early goal. Just under a minute, just over a minute. We're barely right. Powell will take the free kick. And in fairness, it had very little to do. As the ball comes through here, Wigan appealing for a free kick, but it was offside anyway. Edwards felt he was tripped at the edge of the penalty area. Keith Lupton says, don't think Wigan will care too much if we win. We're just one of the many teams below them, which we are. But we do need, it'd be great to get a win. It'd be a great stepping stone, this. Because at the moment, we've got MK Dons in third winning. We've got Wickham in sixth winning. Oxford are the only team that are losing. Plymouth are 0-0. We're headed away by Watmore now. Sirkin battles with Lang. Comes off the Wigan man. Former Liverpool player. That's a throw which Sirkin gets to Evans and gets back and crashes into Lang. And then Pritchard wins the ball. It comes off to Rickwell. It's a throw to Sunderland again. On the left here. And here's Sirkin to take. Just down Liam Richardson. Sirkin now to Embleton. Looking to find Pritchard, but headed out by Watmore. Towers above him, he does. As wise men sing echoes from the Sunderland end. Brentford 0, Newcastle 1. Joey Linton scored for Newcastle. He fancy Newcastle to win now, with Brentford being down to 10-0. But it's 1-0 to Sunderland. On the left here is Sirkin. Sirkin has got Embleton down the left wing. He's got Pritchard behind him. He's going to battle with Derrickwa here. And he's tapped it through to Pritchard. Pritchard tries to cross and plays it off to Derrickwa for a corner to Sunderland. First corner of the game. Comes in the 31st minute. Sunderland's last set piece led to a goal. Let's get the good quality of ball into the box. Can Pritchard will take the corner kick as he took the free kick, which Bailey Wright nodded in. So Pritchard places the ball in front of the Bank of Sunderland fans, and away on the left will take this corner kick. And he pauses for a moment as carry on in the penalty area there. There's a lot of tussles and tassels and pushings and shovings and handbags. And the referee's gone in to sort it all out. Having a word with Jamajli at the moment. And strides away, saying effectively cut it out. Let's get on with the game. And Pritchard goes again to take this corner on the left-hand side. A huddle of players on the penalty spot just in front of it. Drives it in here, and it's headed out again by another corner to Sunderland. Headed firmly out past the post. And Pritchard didn't really have to move far. He gets the ball. He gets a second bite of the cherry, second consecutive corner. They line up in front of the penalty spot. And Pritchard again from the left here drives this in low. It's cleared though. Out here to Gooch on the left here. He crashes one off Edwards. Comes back out to Gooch on the left touchline. Gooch looking to try and shake off Edwards. But in the end, Edwards plays the ball out for a throw down by the corner flag off Gooch for a Wigan throw. 33rd minute then, Wigan 0, Sunderland 1. Derrickwa will take the throw down on this near side in the corner. Down the line, Lang flicks it on with his head. Jamajli back to Lang to hook up from McGuinness. As pushed over by Bailey Wright in front of Alex Neil, who immediately comes to the fourth official as a word, and the fourth official has a word back. So this free kick, Max Powell will take this on the right wing by Wigan's having a conversation with the referee. Max Power comes out to the edge of the pitch, places the ball. The foot in is told to go back in a couple of yards by the referee and back another yard. And Max Power, with the referee's back turn, leans forward a yard and places the ball. Power now drives it across, looking for Watmore, who's going to get his head to it, into the area for Keane, but Wright got there ahead of him and heads it away. And then it's played on Watmore by Stewart for a goal kick. That Watmore for Wigan has had plenty of the game. Lots of the ball has Watmore. No, it's not Duncan Watmore, in case you're thinking. Patterson then the goal kick for Sunderland in the 35th minute. It's decided to pick the ball up again and move to his left-hand side. And then the referee blows and urges him to get a move on. Alex Neil, conversation with the Wigan assistant. Alex Neil actually got a pretty good record here as a Preston manager. And he's won the majority of these games against Wigan when he was manager. Just up the road, of course, at Deepdale. Here's Bailey Wright looking for Gooch on the far side. Gooch gets it through to Stewart, who holds it well, away from tilt. It's crossed in, and another corner here came off a defender as Winchester was trying to swing it in. So it's another corner to Sunderland. Third Sunderland corner. Sunderland fans in full voice behind the goal there. Pritchard goes down to the right to take this. We need a good ball in. Left footed, it's swung in here and headed clear by McLean, though out to Matete, who plays it to Serkin, who drives it back in. And there's sort of a flick by Jamajli, but it went straight through to the keeper. And Jamajli sprints back upfield as Oxford 1, Cambridge 1. Amos now gets the ball to Naylor. Naylor being chased by Pritchard, drives it over halfway. Serkin heads it on towards Matete. Matete now into the centre to Stewart. Stewart behind him to Winchester. And Winchester wide on the right, pushes it on now to Gooch, who gets it on again to Winchester to run onto. Gets the ball into Stewart, and that's a penalty. It's a penalty. Is it a penalty? Tilt, upended. Ross Stewart, who's immediately grabbed the ball and walked to the penalty spot. It's a penalty to Sunderland. Dead cert penalty. It's a penalty to Sunderland. Now, this could be the make or break this. If we can score this, and if we miss it, it could just be a game changer. Excellent work. A chance for Ross Stewart to double the lead with his second penalty of the season. Max Power has gone back to say the ball's not on the spot. Pritchard pushes him off it. Referee wants a word. Power walks to the back of the penalty area. The referee is surrounded by Sunderland players. Ross Stewart now picked the ball up again. Pritchard and Power and a bit of pushing and shoving. Gooch pushing McGuinness away. Everything trying to put Sunderland off with a penalty. And Ross Stewart finally, the ball, we've got to book Power for that. And the ball under his arm. Everything's happening but apart from the penalty being taken. And calm is restored. Stewart now steps to the back of the penalty area. The referee has got a card out here. He's given it to Power. He's given Max Power a yellow. And Stewart then against Ben Amos and bind him to suck it in by 5,000 Sunderland fans. Stewart forwards, drives it in there, and we're 2-0 up. Get in. And Ross Stewart now down to the supporters. And Sunderland now double their lead. It's Wigan 0, Sunderland 2. Excellent, excellent. Well deserved as well. And that's the second goal they've needed, really. Not that there's been any intense pressure from Wigan at all. As a flare being thrown onto the pitch. Red and smoke rises in the stands in the pitch, and the flares lying down on the goal line to the right of the goal. And Winchester's taken a knock, I think. But lovely penalty by Ross Stewart into the bottom left-hand corner, or the keeper's bottom right. So Sunderland 2 up as we head towards half-time. What a first half from Sunderland. What a first half. Don't expect that many people saw this coming today, but it's not over yet. It's a funny game, football. Wow. Sunderland fans in full voice. You can smell that flare, apparently. Another one's being thrown on the pitch. It's right in front of Ben Amos. He's ignoring it. He's just letting it burn. And Wigan waiting to restart the game again before the flare burns itself out. And Ben Amos kicks that one off the pitch and then comes across and kicks the other one off. And I don't know what the referee's waving and blowing his whistle for him. He's doing the right thing here. And steps back onto his goal line. But the Sunderland fans are ecstatic, and why wouldn't they win? Wigan get the game restarted. We're in the 40th minute. Wigan Athletic 0, Sunderland 2. As the ball comes down to Embleton to hook onto the head of Watmore, heads it back to Matete to head onto, and in goes Power strongly and finds McGuinness. Comes back to Power. But let's keep at them. Let's get a third. Let's kill them off. Just keep going and keep going. We played across now towards Ricker and lets it run under his foot. Took his eye off it and bounces under his leg and out for a throw to Sunderland. Wow. We just need to kill the game. We just need to kill these off. Down the line now, Watmore heads it away from Stewart. Back up into the Sunderland half. Jamajli nods it out. On the shoulder of McGuinness. Throw to Wigan on this right-hand side. Derikwa to Power. Back to Derikwa. Looking for Lang on this right-hand side. Lang trying to get away from Sirkin. Out it goes. Lang frustrated. Just good defending from Sunderland. Just lashed his arm out, but it's a throw-in to Sunderland. Oxford 1, Cambridge 1, as I've said earlier. So Sirkin with the throw on the left, down the line, headed on for Derikwa, headed away by Barely Right, headed on by Watmore. Embleton heads it on. Naylor gets above Stewart. Watmore gets it forward. Derikwa trying to run after it, gets it into McGuinness, and McGuinness hooks it away under pressure from Matete to McLean on the far side, looking for Edwards, but it's blocked away. But it's got it back again, Edwards. In goes Pritchard, but it's won back by McLean, who drives it straight in at the near post, and Patterson catches it. Great hands by Patterson. But you can't afford to lose the ball in that area. Sometimes we've just got to clear the lines. Brentford 0, Newcastle 2. As out comes Patterson to the edge of the area. Joe Wilcock for Newcastle. With his arms about now, Patterson kicks. Up over halfway. Headed away by Watmore. Comes back down towards him, but Pritchard intercepts and tries to push it in the gap down the left to Embleton, but Watmore clears. Out here on the right to Power. And Power now hooks it on, and Jamajli heads it down. And Lang keeps it, doesn't keep it in play. And he's having words with Jamajli now. Lang's getting wound up here. He's getting wound up. It's getting frustrated, but that's what Sunderland need to do. We need to keep frustrating these lot. We need to keep frustrating them. Let's just not sit on a 2-goal lead. Let's go for the jugular. Let's go for them. We are Sunderland at the end of the day. Thank you, Gordon Seymour. I hope you're enjoying the commentary loud and clear. Anyway, Alex Neil up towards Stewart. Nods it down to Pritchard. Pushed down by Tilt. Free kick to Sunderland on the left. Nursing his thigh as he sits on the pitch, just taking a breather now. Into the 44th minute. Sunderland leading by 2-0. Yes, you've heard 2-0. left leg of Pritchard Shorts hitched up as he places the ball to take the free kick. Pudgy's trouser leg down, and the players lined up on the rugby league marking just outside the penalty area. Pritchard now drives this in, looking for Stewart on the far side, but just locked away. But the whistle's blown, pushed by Stewart on Edwards, and that'll be a free kick to Wigan as we coming up to half time. Can't see much being added on. 2 minutes, I would say. 3 minutes at a push. But coming back to Ben Amos to take it from within the penalty area. All the players jogging over towards us here now as the kick through the middle. Bailey Wright heads it down. Gooch turns away from Edwards, and another great ball to Stewart to chase. And Chill goes with him down on the right touchline. Stewart now goes round Tilt, but Tilt gets in front of him, and then Stewart pushes him over, and that'll be another free kick to Wigan. Portsmouth 1, Fleetwood 3 at Fratton Park. That is a team that's really fell off the rails, isn't it? Free kick now with Ben Amos. Here's the kick up towards McGuinness, headed away by Wright. Comes down to Stewart. Pritchard digs it out. Stewart will give chase Watmore, and then Drickwa gets there and plays it back to the goalkeeper once again, who kicks it forward up into the centre circle. Oh, and it's somebody's elbowed someone who Jamajli's being caught by an elbow. Referee wants a word with McGuinness. Jamajli's flat on his back. 4 minutes of added time. So into 4 minutes of added time. He's having a word now with the referee because McGuinness is going to get a card if that was an elbow, and Jamajli's up on his feet now. As McGuinness will join Max Power in the book. And the referee is no book. Your support is fucking shit. Rings out from the Sunderland end. So the first minute of added time. Brighton 0, Aston Villa 1. So Stephen Gerrard back off to winning ways. Billy Wright will take the free kick in the centre circle now. Inside the Sunderland half. Drives this out towards the right wing. Hangs in the air. Stewart lets it drop over his shoulder. McLean hooks it away. Over on the far side, it bounces out for a throw to Sunderland. 3 minutes of the minimum 4 remain. Winchester to take the throw for Sunderland. And down the line it goes. McLean, surely that was a push, but the referee's let it go. And now down in the corner, Tilt trying to dig it out. He's fouled. Oh, and there's a bit of kicking here. There's a bit of petulance from Lyndon Gooch. He needs to be careful, Lyndon Gooch. Gooch runs away from trouble. He's going to get a yellow card, Lyndon Gooch. The referee's calling him back, and Gooch isn't happy, but doesn't see how he can complain, Gooch, on the circumstances. Silly yellow card from Gooch, and he joins Matete in the referee's notebook. Yeah, just got a feeling there's not going to be 22 players on this pitch at full time. Just have this feeling. As bubbling under, it really is. Gooch or Power looking the more likely at the minute. Here's the kick from Ben Amos in the corner. Up into the Sunderland half. Power heads it on. And then Edwards tries to nod it down for Lang. It goes back here for Matete to head away from McGuinness. And there are bodies flying everywhere here. And Pritchard now. And there are feet flying everywhere as well. As Bailey Wright gets a left foot toe to it. And Evans. And finally back to Watmore. And Watmore back to Ben Amos. We've played now 3 of the minimum of 4. Ben Amos with a kick up to the centre circle, looking for McGuinness, gets his head to it, but Sirkin gets it out to Matete. And now Pritchard, but it runs Direcwa. And Direcwa looking for the run of Keane into the penalty area to the byline. The ball runs away from him, and it's a goal kick to Sunderland. And that should be that for the first half. Patterson goes to recover the ball. 30 seconds left of the minimum 4. Welcome, rookies. Get Clark on to run at McLean. I do agree that Clark is a great shout. As we're about to take the goal kick up towards Stewart. Watmore's all over the top of Stewart, but it drops to Mateta, who powerfully heads it away out for a throw on the right, deep in the Wigan half to throw into Wigan. As the referee looks at his watch, and Rico will take this throw on the right-hand side, inside to Power, forwards where Evans gets a foot to it, and then Derrickwa puts it back up towards McGuinness within the 5th minute of added time now, and the free kick for a foul by Kane on Matete on the left-hand side of the centre circle. And Matete picks himself up, and Jim Madgley will take the free kick. And he won't even get the time to take the kick because the half-time whistle blows. Sunderland go in with a 2-0 lead, and a deserved 2-0 lead. Tabletop, Alex Neil must rate Patterson above Hoffman. Must say, I've never been convinced by Hoff. So I'm just going to go for some refreshments, going for a toilet break. I'll be back soon. Da, da, da. Well, well, well.
Harrison, you won Sunderland to win this one. Looking at the table, yeah, Bolton fans will be bummed, but Wigan wins it because that makes the top two automatics and Bolton catch up to the playoffs. But you could
Say thank you very much for the people who has subscribed. I do appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you. Away to Charlton next week. We've got now to be afraid of there, have we?
let's see what the odds are for that. Let me just put correct score. Away 3-0. If I put a tenner on someone 3-0, it would give you 70 quid.
Terry, I see you have the bottles lined up. It must be an omen, but there's a bottles lined up there. If you want to donate to the Bradley Lowry Foundation, I will leave a link on my match review, and also it's in the last video. You can donate to the Bradley Lowry Foundation. Any amount you want, your name will go.
So, referee, about to get us underway for the second 45. Just taking a check of his yellow top as he strolls through the centre circle. And we will be underway any second now as he checks the watches on both his wrists. And indeed we do. We get underway for the second half. Ball swept forward now by Wigan. No changes for either side as yet at the interval. Sunderland passes Patterson in goal, Winchester right, and Jamajli, Gooch, Mateti, Evans and Sirkin, Embleton, Stewart and Pritchard. Wigan, Amos in goal, back four, Derrickwa, Watmore, tilted and nearly got caught on the ball by Stewart then. McLean, Power and Naylor, Lang, Keane and Edwards. McGuinness up front. It's Gooch wrestling with Keane, pulls him down, and he has got away with it. And that's back to Bailey Wright. And Sunderland substitutes. Pritchard slips down, and now it's picked up by Evans to Pritchard, who's quickly back up on his feet, out towards Gooch on the right-hand side. Pritchard caught again by McLean on halfway, and McLean being called to the referee. The bench: Hoffman, Diaco, Defoe, Neil, Clark, Hume, and Roberts. So Pritchard picking himself up, McLean being spoken to by referee, but no more than that. And that's what Pritchard's talking about. How can we get away with that? He knows what he was doing. So Pritchard placing the ball for the free kick to Sunderland. Amaji's doing really well, tabletop. He's doing well. Good start the second half so far as well. Cheltenham 1, Crew 1. Pritchard, right side of midfield, 20 floated in here, but Derrickwa heads it back and it drops for Stewart on the left. Drives it in, oh, across the 6-yard box, across the face of Bailey Wright and the goalkeeper, and out for a goal kick. All it needed was a touch, and it could have been 3-0. Could have been Bailey Wright's second goal. Excellent start from Sunderland. 2-0 it remains. Wow, that would have been saying something. Bailey Wright possibly on a hat-trick, but it remains 2-0. Here's the kick from Amos. Strong one up through the middle. Bailey Wright gets his head on it. Powerful header in the centre circle. Pritchard hooks it away to touch in the far side. A throw to Wigan on their right, which Derrickwa will take. Halfway inside the Wigan half. Back to McLean. Back to Watmore. And now into the middle. Matete comes off the boot of Power, but it's cleared by Watmore. Headed on by Lang. And then McGuinness wins a free kick. Corey Evans complains to the referee. And the ball's kicked away by Pritchard for a moment. Gets it back to Max Power and then throws it forwards now here. Up towards the halfway line. At the 49th minute. Ball floated out towards McLean. It's headed down often by Gooch, but Gooch gets back on the end of it. Gooch tries to play it inside and does now to Ross Stewart. Stewart now over the halfway line. Out to the left-hand side here now to Embleton. Making a run as Sirkin. Sirkin now has got in front of the defender. Tries to square it, but Stewart comes down to Matete. Can't get on the end of it. And McLean will bring it away. Playing it back to Power. Out to Derrickwa. And back to Watmore to clear. And now back forwards again to Embleton. Rolls it to Pritchard. Pritchard on his right. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. Just past the foot of the right post. And Sunderland are on top here. Close to being 3-0. Just couldn't get enough bend on the ball. But Sunderland on top in the second half so far. Excellent by Sunderland. Twice in the opening couple of minutes to the second half, Sunderland could have extended their lead. Sunderland have started by a long margin, the better of the two in this second half. The ball headed out by Jamajli for a throw to Wigan on the far side. Derrickwa takes it in the direction of the Sunderland half, comes back to Watmore, and then inside to Tilt. Tilt float one's up looking for McGuinness, drops it in, and Jamajli, don't drink too much because it'll make you sick. Shoot Dawson. Sirkin tries to block. He cross played and caught by Patterson at full stretch. Well played. That's a great save by the goalkeeper. Done the world of good that. He's having a good game so far, Patterson. Confidence is returning. That's what we need. We do need. Patterson now all in black. McGuinness again. Strolls about and throws. Patterson puts his foot through it. Down the left wing. Stewart heads it out of an angry Derrickwa. And the throw will be taken by Sirkin by the far side. finds Embleton. Embleton now pushes it through to Stewart and is tackled by Derikwa. Stewart now keeps the pressure on. Derikwa turns away down to the touchline and it bounces out and it's a throw to Wigan. Must have just grazed Ross Stewart on the way forward. 51st minute, Sunderland still lead by 2-0. And now played inside to Ross Stewart by Pritchard. Stretching. Oh, looking for Gooch. But McLean whipped in and got the ball in, clearing the touch on the far side. It was just running away from Ross Stewart. And there's a third on the card here for Sunderland at the moment. With Sunderland are playing. The ball comes across to Tills again. Wigan just can't get going. As the ball floated up towards the halfway line onto the chest of Sirkin. Now Matete in the centre circle. And he's given the ball away to McLean, who's given away to Stewart. And he's back out on the left here. McLean gets to it, but ball for Gooch. Plays it back to Tilt. And Tilt back to goalkeeper Ben Amos. And then to Jack Watmore, the 25-year-old. Plays it back to Amos. Back to Watmore on the right of the penalty area. And he lifts it up to the halfway line. Looking for Lang. Headed away by Sirkin. Comes down to Keane. And Matete just whips it in there and gets the ball back to Jamajli. He plays it down now to Watmore and the Wigan half and forwards for Jamajli then. Powerfully away now. Back to Power though. And now on the right wing, Lang runs into strong challenge from Sirkin and the ball whipped out from a throw, which Derikwa takes quickly. Back here to Watmore. Then to Power. Back to Watmore. Back again to Power. Pritchard goes to close him down. Chases the ball back across towards Watmore. Watmore to McGuinness. Corey Evans trying to make a challenge. Tries to go back to the Wigan half to Power. Across to Tilt on this left-hand side. McLean's wide on the left. Here's James McLean trying to get away from Gooch. Inside to Naylor, another former Portsmouth player. And out towards McLean on the left-hand side and back to Tilt. And the Jamaican international plays it right down the left wing and it's held, for the players held on by Winchester for a goal kick. Well done. Yeah, Accrington 2, Wickham 2. Thanks, Gordon Seymour, for the scores. As Patterson gathers the ball back to the middle of his 6-yard line. And referee, again, urging Patterson to get on with it. But Patterson, that usual routine of placing the ball down on the left side of his 6-yard box. Here's his kick. Over halfway, over Stewart's head, back for Derikwa to play back to the goalkeeper. He kicks up to the halfway line again, comes off the head of Matete down towards Winchester, looking, hopefully for the run of Embleton, but it's easily picked out in space on the far side by Watmore to Derikwa. And right up the other end, back to Patterson. Patterson picks it up in front of Will Keane and then rolls it out to Jamajli. Jamajli swings it across here to Gooch on his chest, tries to get it forward past McLean, who blocks it, with Winchester making the run down the wing and a throw to Sunderland on the right here. And Winchester, on the first official showing Winchester back to the halfway line, but Winchester refuses to stand. And the fourth official's having a word in his ear now. And Winchester will take this throw down the line to Stewart, trying to flick it inside to Pritchard, but Naylor hooks it away. Up goes McGuinness, gets it down to Keane. Now Power, and across to Derikwa, and Derikwa on the far side, rolling it down the high line to Lang. Oh, but he's tackled by Sirkin and just rolls off Lang behind for a goal kick for a furious Callum Lang. He's been going over too easy, Lang. Barnsley 3, Middlesbrough 0, Morecambe 1, Ipswich 0. Ball handed to Patterson by Sirkin on the far side. It's going to be a change for Wigan. Accrington Stanley 2, Wickham 2, as Gordon have already said. The former Fulham and Rochdale striker That'll be the first change for Wigan by either team, as a matter of fact. As the ball drops for Pritchard on the halfway, trying to get it forward down the left to Ross Stewart, all the way back to Patterson. Humphreys with the dyed blonde hair down below us. So it's still Wigan 0, Sunderland 2. Now Burton Albion 0, Shrewsbury 2. Now Lang trying to get away here. Lang shot saved by Patterson. Down to his left. Lang was trying to slide it under him into the bottom right hand corner, but Patterson makes the save. Now who's down here? Somebody down here. Dennis Serkin down. He's clutching his shin, Dennis Serkin. Now it is the Sunderland. Now this is a Sunderland we like to see. Come on, the lad, says Lee Gardiner. Gordon Seymour attendance at Wigan is 20,136, including 4,500 Sunderland fans. Oxford 1, Cambridge 2. Now Serkin back down to get treatment. So Morecambe 1, Ipswich 0, as I've said earlier. And we've not had any player for quite some time. Serkin's getting some treatment here. Humphreys waiting to come back on for Wigan. And Serkin's back on his feet. The referee's telling him he's got to go off now. You want to go off on the other side. The referee's insisted that Serkin come off on this side. So we've got no play at the moment. 58th minute here with DJ Earth. Wigan Athletic 0, Sunderland 2. Serkin jogs back on and across to the far side. Stephen Humphreys now on and possibly come on for Wigan as the ball goes out for a throw on the far side. And Liam Richardson, his manager's earning the fourth official to get on with the substitution. And now there's a debate between the player and the fourth official about something. They want something taped up around his ankle or something. Anyway, the fourth official's not happy with something here. We might actually get a game of football in a minute. It's taped around his ankle. The player goes on. Power hooks up the ball towards the halfway line. Jamajli gets it through now to Embleton and out on the left-hand side to Pritchard. Back to Embleton down the left of the penalty area, but showed a little bit too much of it for Watmore. Come through to Lang. Back to Power. Power. Pritchard on his shoulder. Fouls. Power. And that's a free kick to Wigan Athletic. And the substitution will be made. Rotherham 1 at Plymouth. Thank you, Rotherham. Rotherham, should I say. Thank you, Rotherham. So Stephen Humphreys comes on for Wigan between Lang and Keane. And here's Power to Watmore. Sunderland leading 2-0 in the 60th minute here. It's floated forward by Watmore. Lang and Humphreys on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Lang tries to pull it back for Keane. The Windsor corner, much of the fury of Bailey Wright, as Wigan's first corner of the match, believe it or not. McLean goes down to take this on the right-hand side for Wigan Athletic. We need to concentrate here. So the referee up into the 6-yard box, having a word, pointing. Tables top says that's a strong bench in theory. He's told Serkin to go off because his shin pad apparently is not taped up or something. Is it the fourth official he must have alerted the referee for that? and they're waiting for Stephen Humphreys to get this sorted. And now he's been told to run around the back of the pitch on the touchline. What a carry on this is, just to get a bit of tape onto his shin pad. He goes around the back. McLean comes down next to the assistant, still tinkering with his tape around his right ankle as the corner's taken, hooked away by Lyndon Gooch, and Humphreys is still off the pitch at the moment. And now it's played on down the right hand side and eventually cleared again by Gooch, and Humphreys now finally allowed back on by the assistant. Well, that was a bit of a farce. And the ball back up the other end to Amos. Plymouth 0, Rotherham 1, as I've said earlier. Rotherham march on. Here's Watmore. Walsall 2, Hartlepool 1. And now Derrickwa inside the middle to Naylor. Gets it away from Stewart. Out to Tilt on this left-hand side. Tilt to McLean. McLean on the left wing. Back to Curtis Tilt. And Tilt now back again to Naylor into the centre circle to Watmore. Watmore out wide now to Max Power. Drives it on, looking for the run of Humphreys into the penalty area. And it's gone behind for a corner for Jamajli. So it's another corner to Wigan. Putting a bit of pressure on Wigan now at the minute. McLean goes down to take the corner again in front of the boos of Sunderland fans. Wigan second. 63rd minute. We need to concentrate again. We need to keep our shape. Lots of noise by Patterson. Not got to command his box he has. So McLean on the right hand side curls this in and punched off Humphreys' head by Patterson. Comes back out to Derrickwa, who lays it off on the right to McLean, who finds Derrickwa again down the right of the penalty area. Now to Max Power. He chips in across and Patterson. Great catch by Patterson. That was a great catch by Patterson. A strong catch there. Well done indeed. Oxford 2, Cambridge 2, Telford 1, Gateshead 1. So Patterson with his kick for Sunderland, who lead by 2-0. And the ball floats up over the halfway line. It comes down to Pritchard. He's trying to turn away and he's pushed him over. And that's a free kick. Pritchard's done really, really well because he's picked up that second ball. Wimbledon 2, Doncaster 1. As this free kick wide on this left-hand side. Red and White Army, says Anthony Mackham. Off inside the Wickham half. Wigan 0, Sunderland 2. At Wigan, Sunderland have won 3, drawn 4, and lost 4 over the years. We need a good quality ball in here. Ross Stewart's a threat if you get that good ball in. He's got his arm raised at the back line of players there across the back of the penalty area. So Pritchard, then Embleton's over it as well, but I'm sure it's going to be Pritchard who takes this, drives this in, it's going for goal, and he's put it wide. Bit of a waste, I would say, there. Tried to catch the keeper out. Worth a go, I suppose. 2-0. Sunderland still lead. Amos with this goal kick. And then Amos down the right. Headed away by Jamajli. And down. Oof, it's hooked in the air by Bailey Wright. And nothing intended that, but it bounces now in front of McLean and Keane and Edwards. And Keane manages to get a foot out to McLean on the left, who swings across in behind. And ironic cheers from the Sunderland faithful. That cross went right behind. And that's going to be a goal kick to Sunderland. Will we see some substitutes coming on? Corey Evans is now down. And on comes Pete Brand to treat the Sunderland captain. Barnsley 3, Middlesbrough 1. And Evans is back up on his feet. Neil, will you replace Evans, do you think? Evans coming across here. AFC Wimbledon 2, Doncaster 2. Neil just down below, he's readying himself to make some substitutes here. Patterson with the goal kick away from his left-hand side of the 6-yard box. Evans jogs back on. Here now, Power putting a ball over the top, but Bailey Wright will just pass this back to Patterson, and Humphries goes to close him down. Patterson kicks down, bounces in front of McLean and Gooch, headed by McLean to Edwards, who hooks it back over and head of Winchester, but it runs back to Patterson, and Dan Neil still readying himself down below us. Walsall 3, Hartlepool 1. Here at the DW Stadium, it's Wigan Athletic 0, Sunderland 2 in the 67th minute. Accrington 3, Wickham 2 now. Unbelievable. And a free kick and a foul by Power in the centre circle. Matete leaves this for Bailey Wright. And the kick from Wright swung out towards Gooch on the touchline. Chests it down. Liam Richardson appearing, it went out. Gooch dribbles on into the penalty area. On his left, it's ricocheted off a couple of Wigan defenders as he shot Gooch. And out it comes to Evans. Bounces away from Matete. Eventually gets his head to it. Down to Winchester on the right. And Winchester back to Matete here. And Wigan are going to make a change themselves. And Neil's still waiting to come on for Sunderland. Pritchard into Stewart to Gooch. Back to Stewart into the edge of the penalty area. And it's just pushed it a little bit too far. Watmore gets it clear. And now it comes out to Naylor on this left-hand side. Back to Watmore. And then across to Tilt. And now on the left-hand side to McLean. And Green Shinnie is going to come on for Wigan. Left-sided defender midfield for Wigan. As the ball comes back here to Tilt from Derikwa. Inside the Wigan half still. Neil still waiting to come on for Sunderland. The ball played down the right wing by Max Power. Headed by Jamajli down and behind, but off Derikwa for a goal kick. So, Shinnie will come on ahead of Dan Neil here. Comes off at Edwards. I don't think Alex Neil really wants to change it. I think that's why he's holding on. Just to see how the likes of Patterson and Pritchard, Corey Evans and them comes on. As I'm trying to let this cat in. Come on then. So, 2 substitutions made by Liam Richardson. We still haven't found one by Alex Neil. Sunderland lead 2-0. Kick from Patterson down the left on the 70th minute. Come for Stewart, laid off behind Embleton, back out to Stewart by Pritchard and lifted away down the penalty area looking for Pritchard, but it's going to be cut out by down to the right touchline and eventually behind for a corner as Corey Evans tried to get the thingy. Come on, monkey jobs. Embleton's going to take this corner for Sunderland. Winchester's sprinted across here to have a word with Alex Neil. And Embleton now, Embleton take the corner. And it's left by Embleton for Pritchard. And Winchester's jogged back up to the edge of the penalty area for a word with Evans and Matete. Corner then from the left, Sunderland's 4th corner. Referee having a word again with a few of the players in the penalty area. Need a good delivery here as they line up in front of the penalty spot. Break by Embleton to the left of the area. Swung in by Pritchard, headed away by Tilt, out towards the touchline and out for a throw to Sunderland. On the left, halfway inside the Wigan half, they were part of that stand, bathed in sunshine, Wimbledon 2, Doncaster 2. Embleton just bringing the ball down for a yellow card now for Embleton. Time wasting. Stupid yellow cards, man. Stupid. God. Don't think we're Oxford 3, Cambridge 2. So all the teams in the playoff places currently winning at the minute. So back to Embleton now inside to Pritchard now. Trying to dink it down the left, but it's played out for a throw to Wigan Athletic. Duriqua takes it. Now it's headed on by Embleton into the penalty area to Stewart. Low shot just past the post. Good effort. Good effort there from Stewart. Only inches wide. Keeper going down to his right. I think slightly surprised as well. Caught out by that. And a goal kick to Wigan. 72nd minute. Trailing 2-0 the home side Wigan. Comes down the left here. Hooked away by Sirkin. Headed on by Wigan, but eventually by Winchester. Knocks it on down the left, but Wigan try to push it back into the Sunderland half. And it comes to Embleton though when he finds Pritchard on the left. Pritchard drives the ball against Watmore. And it's a corner, I think, from the throw to Sunderland. I think it's their 5th of the game. Looks tired now, does Pritchard. Embleton now. And Pritchard now. Down in the corner as they wait for everybody to drift into the penalty area. If you bring Pritchard off, I would bring Clark on, I would say. Neil's still sitting in the dugout. Embleton takes the corner to the far post. Stewart gets his head on it. Now Evans. And now Wright looking to get at the end of it. Jamajli. But it's cleared. Comes out to Matete, who tries one from distance, and it floats over the crossbar. Lincoln 0, Gillingham 1. So I just need a quick toilet break. Back in 2 seconds. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Burston. So far by Winchester. What have I missed? Nothing. Power and Matete. Matete immediately told by the referee to back off. I don't want any silly red cards from Sunderland here. Max Power of McLean on the left here. On the centre of midfield. Power. Remember to flush, says Purvis. I've just gone out in the back garden, it's all right. Howard joins his teammates on the 18th yard line. Duriqua in the middle. Here's McLean's free kick. And it's headed goalwards and wide past the post. Tilt, I think it was. Lee Gardner says get Clark on. I do agree. So if anybody hasn't subbed, if you can please subscribe to my channel and click the thumbs up button, and it would help my channel out massively. Thank you. So Sunderland look fairly comfortable so far this second half, but we don't want to speak too soon because Wigan are the specialists of late retrievals. We've got a kick from Patterson, and he drives this down the left over Humphrey's head, over Stewart's head, and allowed to drop out by Duriqua for a throw to Wigan Athletic. Halfway inside their own half. As Duriqua lingers with this and finds this, gets this to Naylor. Duriqua again back to Watmore. And then across here to Tilt. And now Tilt brings us away. Pritchard's chasing with him. And then Tilt trying to hold on Pritchard and then wrestle with each other. And the free kick is awarded to Wigan. So there's something. Pritchard's going to get his something going on here. Is that his first yellow? He's going to get some treatment now. We need to bring Clark on. I'll get Pritchard off and bring Clark on. Easy half so far as Anthem. Yep, it certainly is comfortable so far. So Pritchard becomes the fourth Sunderland player booked. He's been excellent, Pritchard. He really has done well. Clark is going to come on. Gives us a bit more legs. Every time Clark's come on, we've looked even more dangerous. Like that player. Silly yellow card though by Pritchard though. Clark for Pritchard. Pritchard takes a drink. He's still sitting on the pitch. He'll get himself up now. Looks across. Sees Clark's on the touchline. He's showing the yellow card as he gets to his feet. Pritchard's having a word. And the referee's pointing to tell him to move off the pitch. Pritchard still having an exchange with the referee. Comes to the touchline. And Clark is waiting to come on. Pritchard is now still arguing with the fourth official. Power is going to take this free kick for Wigan. Dan Neil's come back here now and is going to put a sweatshirt top on. And the free kick is taken by Shimmy to Power to McLean. And Pritchard is wanting to get back on. And seemingly, they have allowed him back on now. And here's Matete trying to bring the ball out to Sunderland. And he runs into Power. Gets the ball to Gooch. Comes off tilt for a throw to Sunderland on the right wing. Clark now on the touchline, waiting to come on. And now the substitution will be made. And now it's going to be Embleton who comes off. As the Sunderland fans are singing in full voice. Done a good job. So that comes in the 78th minute. On comes Clark to give Wigan something to think about on that far side. Off comes Embleton. He's thinking about bringing Defoe on. And the ball played back to Ben Amos. And Amos is kick. Down over halfway. Now onto the boot of Lang, onto the head of Evans. Down here to Shinnie. He shinnies down the line to McLean. McLean trying to shake off Gooch. Plays it inside to Power. Power on the shoulder of Evans out to McLean. McLean looking to come past Corey Evans. Backheeled for Power to cross straight to Patterson. Massive ironic cheers. Big roar of approval from the Sunderland fans. And now Jamajli's down. I'm not surprised. He's got cramped. Jamajli. Bearing in mind how little football he's played, he has been excellent. Portsmouth 2, Fleetwood 3. He gets to his feet, Jamajli. Is he going to get through the next 10 minutes? Rick was in between Wright and Jamajli. It's got a bit stop-start this second half with these subs, and the referees are a bit unorganised at the minute. Comes across to Pete Band on the touchline, having a word with Pete's ear, and Jamajli down to the dugout. Jamajli's wanting to come back on. 10 minutes left. Neil's going to come on now, by the looks of things. And the ball back with Patterson. Keane stands in the corner of the penalty area. Dan Nealon will be Sunderland's second substitution. Sirkin back here. Plays it away from Humphreys back to Patterson. Kicks it long and towards the head of tilt on the centre circle. And Winchester now on the right. Shinnie tried to close him down, but he plays a lovely ball down the right wing to Stewart. But it comes off Stewart and it's pushed away by Tilt for McLean to play it back to Naylor and then to Watmore. And their forwards now here to power back to Naylor. And Naylor just outside the penalty area. Forwards towards Humphreys, circling on his shoulder. And it's won by Clark, who plays it back to Jamajli off of Humphreys for a throw to Sunderland on the far side. And they'll bring Neil on now for Pritchard. So, freshening things up again, Alex Neil. Before Dan Neil. Pritchard coming off, Dan Neil coming on. He goes off on the far side, shakes the hand of Dan Neil, and on comes Dan Neil, jogging across to the far side. And play goes on. Portsmouth 2, Fleetwood 3, as was said earlier, as the ball out. And another yellow card to Ross Stewart this time. The Strolls away haven't been shown the card. 82nd minute. Sunderland leading by 2-0. Here on the left, Clark on the goal line, pulls it back here now to the penalty area, bounces out on this left wing for McLean. Gooch is gone with him, McLean back to tilt, and they're going to bring on Gavin Massey, and Wigan as their final bid to try and get something from the game. A throw to Wigan, and the free kick to Wigan on the left-hand side. Tilt takes it into Shinnie, into Naylor, and out to Power on the right-hand side. Closed down by Evans. Back inside to Naylor as the Sunderland fans are in full voice now. Sunderland, Sunderland FC. Echoes around the JW Stadium. And the referee, that should surely a foul. And Wigan concede a free kick, Tilt pushing Stewart. There's not really been much football played the last 15 minutes. Stewart pulled up and pushed down again, rubbing the back of his head. MK Dons 2, Bolton 0. Stewart back up on his feet. And card for Tilt now, is that? Morecambe 1, Ipswich 1. And a yellow card for Curtis Tilt in the 84th minute. Sunderland fans taunting the Wigan fans over in the corner. There's one hapless Wigan fan has decided to taunt the Sunderland fans and finds 4,000 Sunderland fans taunting them back as Bailey Wright heads the ball away here. Comes down to Max Power. Power through into Shinnie. Tackled well by Evans. Stumbles back up on his feet. Gets up into Clark. Clark now. Stewart through the middle. Neil through the middle. Clark pulls it back to Neil here. Neil step from the ball. Stabs it back. But a free kick awarded for initial foul for Clark. Another yellow card. This time for Naylor. He's running out of cards, the referee. He's running out of cards, crikey. Cards are clocking up. Free kick for Sunderland. Pritchard would have fancied this one if he was on, wouldn't he? Ironically, yeah. Well, Clark, what's he doing? Pulling his trousers up. Oh, that's his tick. I tell you what, he'll take a few boxes if he gets this in, I tell you. Massey's still waiting to come on for Wigan. Clark waiting to take this free kick for Sunderland. Let's finish them off, and it would finish them off if we got a third. Ben Amos now and Ross Stewart having an exchange then. But Ross Stewart's back. And here's Clark. Drives us in, and it's off the post. Ooh, comes off the... I thought he got a fingertip to it. But it's hit the post, and it's a corner. Well, maybe the keeper must have got a fingertip to it. And it's a corner to Sunderland. Clark off the post. 2-0 still. And it's going to take the corner, Clark. So, Jack Clark with this 6 Sunderland corner. They look to break at the back of the 6-yard box. Clark with his right curls it in, headed back across the post, and the whistle's blown. He's given a penalty. Sunderland have been awarded a penalty in the 87th minute, and it's a penalty to Sunderland, and nobody knows what it's for. And suddenly the Sunderland fans have realised that as well. But what was that for? I have no idea. Well, to be fair, the Wigan players haven't complained, so there's something going on. There's a chance to wrap things up in the 87th minute. Ross Stewart stands on the 18 yards, hands on his hips for the moment. Behemoth's just bobbing up and down in his goal line, and Stewart out here on his right foot and putting it in the bottom right hand corner, 3-0 to Sunderland. And Ross Stewart his second penalty of the game. That's the 3 points. That's the 3 points wrapped up for Sunderland. And we can order our pizzas, we can order our drinks, we can order our chicken wings and beers tonight and enjoy our Saturday night. Get in. Get in. What a solid performance from Sunderland. Welcome, Claire Sweeney-Williams. If anybody can give us a sub for the channel, I'd be much appreciated. Thank you very much. And click the like button if you can, a thumbs up. It's typical Sunderland, isn't it? But wow. We can enjoy our Saturday afternoon, as evening and night. So Ross Stewart takes his tally to 22, his third penalty of the season, and Sunderland lead here at Wigan 3-0. As the ball played out to Tilt on the left here, Gooch tries to tackle him. Now a foul by Gooch on Tilt. Left hand side of central midfield within the 89th minute. We've got to say Patterson, he's been absolutely solid today, Patterson. Yeah, we have been the better team from start to finish. Power McLean over the free kick, by the way. Power's going to take it. Sunderland won a clean sheet. Whipped in by Power, headed out. Ironic cheers from the Sunderland fans, but Evans hesitant, but it's offside. And the Sunderland fans, for once, are really enjoying themselves down there at Wigan. We're just over a minute of the 90 left. Wigan 0, Sunderland 3. Yes, you heard me right. Wigan 0, Sunderland 3. It's been an excellent performance. It really has. Credit to the players because they've all rolled their sleeves up and put a shift in today. Every one of them. Patterson will take this free kick in this left edge of the D on the 18-yard line. Nobody goes home today. Early. The ball comes down to Sirkin. It comes off the shinny on the far side. Sirkin now is being pushed over. Clash of heads. Sirkin's down on the side of the pitch, and we'll see how much time's going to add it on. I think there's going to be about 5 or 6 minutes added on. There's been a lot of stoppages. Need sheets that are not like R. Kelly's. Wanted nice and clean, says Anthem back then. 8 minutes added on. There has been a lot of stoppage. There really has been a lot of stoppage. The Wicker penalised for handball inside the box, and the referee pointed to the spot. That's what it was. Cheltenham 1, Crew 2. Here is McLean on the left-hand side. They went to the first minute of those 8. Those being added on. I'm looking a bit perplexed by that, to be honest with you. 8 minutes? I don't know. There has been a lot of stop-starts, but we've got to play them. So here is Tilt on the left-hand side of the Sunderland penalty area, battling with Gooch, goes down far too easily. As I say hello to my two boys, Ollie and Caden. Just over 7 minutes of. See why Alex Neil was shaking his head, by the way. But doesn't matter, does it? They're not going to score 4 goals in 8 minutes, are they? 7 minutes. Time for a Stuart Harrick, says Gordon Seymour. And Stuart get a hat-trick. Wow. He's booked 5 Sunderland players. He's only booked 4 Wigan players. He's trying to get the 5th booking for Wigan, maybe to level things out. Lincoln 0, Gillingham 2, as Jamajli, who had cramped 10 minutes ago, gets back and turns the ball out into touch for a throw to Wigan. On the far side, Humphreys takes it to Power. Power tried to get the ball forwards to Humphreys for Massey, and now down the right goal line, it's pulled back in here, and a save by Patterson from McLean's effort at the post as Gooch helped up. Brentford 0, Newcastle 2 as a full-time score in West London. We've got 6 minutes of the minimum 8 left of play, and it's Wigan Athletic 0, Sunderland 3. And Patterson out to the corner of his penalty area. Keane in front of him as Patterson kicks and hangs in the air. It's not going to reach the halfway line. Bounces and up goes Matete, heads it down, and it'll drop for Curtis Tilt to play here to McLean. And McLean, being closed down by Gooch, gives it straight to Stewart. Now to Neil. Now to Gooch on the right-hand side. And Gooch looking for the run of Ross Stewart, who now, of course, is on a hat-trick, but the ball rolls out for a throw to Wigan. Five minutes of that minimum 8 left. Here's the Rickware on this far side, inside the Wigan half. As Wise Man Sing echoes round the DW Stadium from all the Sunderland fans. They're making some racket, they are. No late comeback from Wigan at all. Anything you can see, Sunderland score on the 4th. Watmore to Power. Closed down by Clark. Comes back to Watmore. Watmore still inside the Wigan half to Power. Looking for the run of Humphreys and Jamajli. Heads it away towards the touchline. Sirkin hammers it back down into the Wigan half. Drops along the touchline and whipped off Derick by Dan Neil and is down in the corner with it. Derick was trying to win it back off him now, but it's played back to Clark. Clark on the left, back again to Sirkin. Cornering for it now is Gooch on this right-hand side. Clark tripped, but yep, it was a free kick. 4 minutes left of that minimum 8. So, just nothing but Sunderland noise now from the away end. Clark's pulling his trousers up again before he takes a free kick. Clark again from the free kick, gets it inside to Evans. Tries to poke it through to Neil. And now Massey back to Dericwa, who plays it out to Dericwa. Out of touch for a throw to Sunderland on the far side. Halfway inside the Wigan half, leading by 3-0. Ball just left for Sirkin to take the throw. And Sunderland trying to count themselves in the Wigan half now for the final 3 minutes. Sunderland up to 5th position at the moment on 59 points ahead of Sheffield Wednesday, who are on 58, who have got 2 games in hand on us, while we are say. Massier is going to take this, but Dericwa, who hooks it up to Matete, who chests it out on the left-hand side to Sirkin, who's pushed down. Another free kick to Sunderland. Massey pushing him down. And things can only get better as sang from the Sunderland fans. Free kick over the left. Sirkin strolls forward. Welcome back the Sunderland songs, the Sunderland singing and their noise. And it's Wigan Athletic 0, Sunderland 3. And Sunderland, with just over 2 minutes of the minimum 8 left, with a free kick on the left-hand side to Clark and inside to Ross Stewart, who's got 2 penalties this afternoon, and then a foul by Sirkin, and it's a free kick to Wigan just inside their own half. 2 minutes left now. Another yellow card to Matty this time. No, not to Sirkin. 6 yellow card for Sunderland this afternoon. Coming in the 96th, 97th minute. Away goes Tilt. Flaggers off offside. Free kick to Sunderland. Wide on the right-hand side here. Deep in the Sunderland half. As now Sunderland just now killing time now. Sunderland have not had that bad run, and they're coming here as a third place team. But it's ifs and buts. It is ifs and buts. But it's Sunderland slide back on track. Patterson's kick. Long up towards the edge of the penalty area. Stewart heads it on, but straight onto Ben Amos. We're into the final minute of the 8. And away comes Watmore. Drives this forward, looking for a run from McLean. Keane gets his head on it. Drops back to Max Power, who finds the Rickware on the far side. Down to Massey. 35 seconds remain. Back to the Rickware. Into the middle to Watmore in the centre circle. Looking for McLean. Crashes off the chest of Gooch and drops for McLean. At the offside flag is up again. Another free kick to Sunderland, and the Sunderland fans have really enjoyed teasing McLean today. 15 seconds left of the 8 minutes. Patterson will take the free kick. Won't be much longer now after this. And none of the Sunderland fans are leaving, and why would they? Can I say thank you everybody for tuning into the channel. I must appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. And now is the full-time whistle, and a huge roar goes up from the away end, and Sunderland turn over the form book, upset all the odds with a 3-0 thumping, and a very, very well-deserved 3-0 win. A fully deserved victory. Got to say, it surprised me. It surprised everybody, the supporters. But it's been about time, hasn't it? It's been about time. This has been coming. But massive thanks for everybody. Thanks again for the company, DJ. We'll enjoy my dinner tonight. You're welcome, Gordon. I will enjoy whatever I'm going to eat tonight as well. Like I said, give us a sub, click the thumbs up, and we will see you on the next live stream against Charlton. Don't forget, we've got our Sunderland fans Monday night football show with me and Anthony Mackham. That's on 8 o'clock this Monday. Get in, lads. Thanks for the company. You're welcome, Deb FTM. Much appreciated. I will see you later. We will catch you against Charlton next Saturday, and then we'll have, obviously before that, we've got our Monday night football Sunderland fans, our podcast show live on my channel this week with Anthony Mackham. So we will see you later. Toodaloo. Bye.